Okay, so today my lesson plan is about math. Well, my thematic unit is going to be patterns here, patterns there, patterns everywhere. My lesson plan about math is going to be over sequences and patterns because there's patterns in math. So we'll start out the class with a simple bell ringer. When the students walk in the room, I will be handing them at the door a KWL sheet. It's blank. KWL stands for what they know, what they want to know, and what they've learned. So I'll give them that, and they have the first 5 minutes of class to fill out that KWL sheet. However, they are not to fill out the L because the L is for the end of class for what they've learned. So they fill out what they know about whatever the content objective, what's on the board. It will be written on the board, so they'll read it and they'll say what they know about that. Well, sequences, they'll tell me what they know about functions and sequences and math, and then what they want to know about functions and sequences and math. After the 5 minutes, they'll put that aside, and then I will start talking to the class about functions, about how whenever you do something to one variable, it affects the next variable. Like, for instance, y, or x and y. If and with a function, you have to do the same exact rule to every single time to x to get y. So x, y depends on what you're doing to x. So therefore, I'll show them. I have two charts made aside already on a graphic organizer. I'll include that, and I'll pass that out, and then I'll show them, okay, so this first one with x, the first one, hold on, let me look at it. I'm going to include it so you guys can look at it if you would like to. The first one with x, I don't have it. The first one with x, they are going to do, the graphic organizer will show them that they're going to multiply or they're going to add, and they do the same thing. So for instance, if I had, if every single time it was multiplying by 2, I'll show that, okay, x plus 2 equals y. So I'll show them that 1 plus 2 equals 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5, and that's what the x and the y would be. And so then at the end, they would show the rule. The rule is x plus 2 equals y. So they'll have that. So we'll go over that as a class, and then after that, then I'll have the kids. The kids will already be in groups of 3. So then the kids will I'll tell them, okay, I'm going to pass out your information sheets. I pass out their information sheets just in case so they don't have to ask me over and over again what they're doing. And then I'll give them index cards, or a bag of index cards. It has 4 numbers on these cards. Each card is going to have a number, and there's 4 cards in this baggie. So in the bag, they will have, let's say for instance, they'll have a 1, in the next bag they'll have a 2, the next bag they'll have a 3, and the next bag they'll have a 4. And what they are to do is they're going to put the numbers in such an order to make their own pattern. So and a rule. So for instance, in that case, they would say they'd put a 1 out, then they'd put a 2 out, then they'd put a 3 out, then they'd put a 4 out. And in that case, they would say, okay, the rule is 1 plus, x plus 1 equals y. And then, so once they come up with this, then they are to stand in front of the class, put their numbers on the board with magnets, put the numbers on the board, and show, okay, we decided to come up with this order, and this is the rule we've made. And it just kind of like makes them think critically, because they could have done it the other way, like 4, 3, 2, 1, and then said x minus 1 equals y. So it just kind of like puts it in their hands, and they can come up with it themselves. And that's kind of cool. I feel like it'll make them feel smart for coming up with their own rule. After that, last but not least, then I'll pass out the other part of the graphic organizer, where it's a blank sheet and it has 4 different function charts, and it has the x numbers, and then they have a y numbers, and then they're supposed to see what x is doing every single time to get that y. So on the side, everything is clear out. Like I said, it's included in this. It'll be included in this assignment. But it'll show, and then they come up with a rule. So they're just to figure that out and do it. And then once they do that as a whole, then, we'll go through them, and I'll point to the class. I'll point to a certain student and say, hey, Johnny, what did you get for the first one? Can you tell us why? And if any student is stumped or any student has a question, I will first of all give the students a chance to answer and say, well, Sally, why do you think Johnny's struggling? Like, why do you think, what do you think Johnny should do to better, to figure this answer out? What do you think? And pretty much the sequences, it's a trial and error thing. So, they're just going to have to train themselves to think about it. And, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I think also that'll give the students a chance to get really good at teaching. And I always think when you teach something, it makes you better at that subject as well. So that'll be good. If the student can't do it, then of course I'll take over and I'll work with them. And then if we have extra time in class, then I will have extra functions set aside for myself, and I will continue, and we'll just do those as a class. And then after that, they are to fill out in the last part of class, they are to fill out the L on that KWL sheet to show what they learned in class. And as soon as that's over, as soon as the bell rings, they are free to go. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.